Hi guys and welcome to the second part of my analysis for episode 4 dates. This time, we're diving into Woojae&Jaeyeon's date, and let me tell you, it was quite something. One interesting similarity between Jimin and Woojae&Jaeyeon's dates is that both involve talking about other people. But the difference is that Hanul brought up Jaeyeon every time while talking with Jimin, whereas Woojae was the one who kept bringing up Jimin during his date with Jaeyeon. Funny enough, I don't recall Jimin asking Jaeyeon anything about Woojae when they had their one-on-one date. That alone tells me Woojae isn't chasing Jaeyeon because he genuinely likes her, he's chasing her for competitive reasons first, and maybe his feelings are secondary. Now, I get that misunderstandings happen and editing can sometimes mess with our perception, so I might be misreading Woojae's intentions. But here's my honest take on their date: this was the driest of all 4 dates. Plus, I hate to say this but Woojae gave me some really bad impressions in this episode. Actually, the start of their date was cute. It made me smile a lot. Jaeyeon trying espresso for the first time and pretending to like it was hilarious. Him telling her to use her dialect was kind of funny too, but it seemed to have pissed off a few netizens because of how much he insisted on her doing so, but I get that the guy was trying to be funny, maybe he was just feeling awkward, I really don't know. But their early convo was still fun to watch. I liked the silliness of it all. I was literally enjoying his iced Americano in dialect dialogue with her. But then, boom, out of nowhere, the train wreck began. Woojae jumped straight to, "How was your date yesterday?" When he asked that, it felt normal and she was very cool with it, telling him that she went to the merry-go-round and pizza place, which, by the way, was where Woojae had planned to take her, but unfortunately, she went there with Jimin. Then she added that she could have invited him to join them, but he responded with, "But that wasn't what you wanted." They laughed about it, and I even laughed, because he concluded it by saying it was in the past and that he was cool with it. That statement made him seem mature. I actually accepted it as him pouting or venting and expressing his feelings, as he should. At this point I was still smiling and expecting it to end there. But no, that wasn't the end of it. During their walk, he brings up Jimin again, saying Jimin also mentioned how she is more chatty one-on-one than when she is in a group. My translation to this is he probably thought that side of Jaeyeon will only be shown to him, but it turns out she was also like that with Jimin. So, the special bond he thought they had after their first date wasn't so special after all. To me, right now, it's giving insecurity honestly, but I can't fault him for that, since nothing is set in stone for any of them yet. But still, let's not forget the obvious. Jaeyeon literally chose his gift knowing it was from him. He should have known her feelings for him were strong when he realized this, but my guy made it painfully obvious that he was seeking validation all through the date. I found myself asking, what is he still going on about when he knew the girl intentionally chose him, lol. Then, fast forward to the second date spot. I guess Jaeyeon couldn't ask him directly about his ideal type, so she went round the circle saying Jimin mentioned that the guys discussed it. Instead of taking the hint and answering, Woojae said he didn't remember having that conversation with them. But then, he suddenly threw her a curveball by asking, "What else did you and Jimin talk about?" Check out her facial expression after he asked her that question. It hit her like a punch in the face. She looked so uncomfortable. At that moment, it hit me too. This wasn't a romantic date. It felt like an interrogation. A guilt trip session to make her feel sorry for abandoning him the previous day, when in reality, it was his decision not to choose her for a one-on-one date and allowing another man to spend an entire day with her while he was all alone. And I know sometimes, viewers might see objectivity as being mean, but this is not the case. This is just me sharing my unfiltered and honest opinion about the situation. Now, back to my point. He repeated again that only he and Jimin had been on a date with her and that Jimin said she talks a lot more privately than when in a group setting, and I'm thinking, my guy, why the heck you keep repeating the same thing, bro? She looked uncomfortable. But then, I heard the soundbite from Mimi, one of the MCs saying, "Oh cute, which got my head rolling ha ha ha. I love Mimi, but her reaction right there wasn't adding up lol. I'm thinking what the heck was cute about that, laughing my mother effing ass off. But eventually, he tried his best to redeem himself by stating, when someone's vibe matches mine, I feel at peace, like we're on the same frequency. I was like okay nice, but the MCs gasped like it was a bombshell moment. I was just sitting there thinking, what am I missing? Actually, I noticed the MCs were squirming and feeling some romantic tension during this date. I've also seen a few comments saying their date was the best. I respect that. But personally, I felt nothing. No butterflies, no excitement. If anything, it was just flat. They didn't connect emotionally. The only person really trying to connect was Jaeyeon. I wanted Woojae to show his charms more during this date. I really wanted him to do better, and I wanted to feel him genuinely connecting with her emotionally on a whole new level since he lost his chance the day before. I really did. But the more the date went on, the more he lost me. I seriously wasn't feeling him. And that part where he said he fell for her at first sight, laughing my ass off. I'm not saying he is outrightly lying, because if you had seen my first video, you'd know I felt their connection immediately. But him making it sound like it was a moment he will never forget, like it was something magical he felt for only her the first day, made it seem insincere. He made it sound like some unforgettable magical moment. Meanwhile, let's not forget that he was literally more mesmerized by Jiwon's entrance. And Jaeyeon knows this, by the way. He didn't even text her on the first day, he texted her on the second, only after Jimin got under his skin. The only thing Woojae has going for him right now is that Jaeyeon is really into him. She only sees him. She's taking pictures with him, something she didn't even do with Jimin. I think Woojae is just in full competitive mode right now. I don't believe his feelings for Jaeyeon are even real at this point. I was trying to keep an open mind, trying to give him the benefit of the doubt that his feelings are there just a little bit and it has the potential to grow, thinking all my observations might be wrong. But then, the final scene happened. When Woojae and Jaeyeon arrived back at the house, Woojae immediately got himself a drink, Jaeyeon trailing behind. Then, boom, he bolts up the stairs, saying, I bet Jimin and Hanol are up there. Let's go tell them our story. My first thought was, no, he can't be that petty lol. But then as soon as he got upstairs, he gave a nice nod to Chanhyung and Chaeyoon, but his expression changed as soon as he looked at Jimin. The look he gave Jimin had me wheezing ha ha ha. That eye contact was everything. You know, the look that says, how do you like me now? I got the girl, what are you going to do about it? Ha ha ha. I almost collapsed in laughs. That moment made his entire date seem unserious, as if his only purpose for showing whatever feelings he expressed during the date was just so he could win a one-up over Jimin. And the way Woojae was loving how frustrated Jimin looked was kind of hilarious. He kept rubbing it in by talking about how they had so much fun, laughing my hats off. But my favorite moment was when Jaeyeon was smiling at Woojae's talks, until she saw Hanol touching Jimin's face. Her expression dropped so fast, I almost passed out from laughter. If you think she doesn't have feelings for Jimin, then think again. Any woman would appreciate the kind of attention Jimin gives Jaeyeon, and I don't think she wants to lose him just yet, even if she likes Woojae more right now. That's when I realized Jimin actually has a shot at winning her heart. And Hanol. Now I get what she meant when she wrote in her book that she knows how to turn people's weaknesses into strengths. She comforted Jimin at the exact moment he was spiraling over Woojae and Jaeyeon, and that brought out an unexpected reaction from Jaeyeon. She even mentioned that her trip to Florence that day felt different from other times she's been there, unintentionally hurting Chanhyung but intentionally throwing a little fire into the mix, subtly reminding Jaeyeon that if she's not interested, Jimin has other options. This also provoked some feelings in Jaeyeon. You can literally read the jealousy in Jaeyeon's body language. So, based on episode 4, I'm placing both Jimin and Woojae at a 50-50 chance of winning Jaeyeon over. Also, when Woojae kept touching Jaeyeon to show they've gotten really close was a bit off. Guys, I really have no words at this point. It's just giving petty, okay? But it worked. Because he had Jimin clutching the pillow like he was about to lose his marbles, ha ha ha. This had me wondering, why the extreme reaction, Jimin? Chill out, bro, she's not even your girlfriend yet, lol. The whole scene was packed with so much excitement and tension, and I loved every part of it. This episode gave us everything: flirty Hanol, petty Woojae, jealous Jimin, and forcing myself to be okay Chanhyung. Absolutely iconic. I cannot wait for the next episodes. What are your thoughts on the first official dates? How would you rank them? Did any of them give you butterflies? Did you feel Woojae's sincerity, or did something feel off? Let's talk in the comments. Thanks for watching, please subscribe and like the video.